I want to say good morning now to our editor-in-chief, Andy Serwer. Andy, we know that small businesses have really been taking the brunt of the damage caused by the coronavirus. And a number of larger companies, Facebook included, are trying to do their part to help lessen that pain. I know you recently spoke to their COO, Sheryl Sandberg. What is the company doing exactly to assist these small businesses?
Well, that's right, Alexis. I spoke to Sheryl Sandberg actually last evening from my home to her home, just to give you an indication of how all of us are working during this crisis. And, you know, there's a lot of demands on Facebook, a lot of asks. And yes, you're right, small and medium businesses is something they've been focusing on. Also the news media. And here's what Sheryl Sandberg had to say about those two things.
We're in the business of small business. The majority of our customers are small businesses, so we're very close to them. We're not only providing this grant funding, but we're providing a lot of free tools, online training. A lot of businesses have to close, but some businesses are trying to stay open and or shifting business online. So you can set up a free web/mobile page by using a Facebook page. We're training people in how to use our tools and others so that they can migrate their businesses online and try to keep the lights on, keep businesses up and running through this period. So that was an obvious touch point for us. So is news. People consume news. We have, deep relationships with news agencies. We've announced a $300 million commitment before to help news organizations. So again, it's part of the regular responsibility. And I think partnerships we have. We've been long focused on local news because we know with the challenges news organizations are facing, a lot of the hardest hit ones are the local news organizations. So that's been a big focus for us before this and a special focus for us during this time.
So it's a lot of money, you guys, that Facebook is looking to sort of spread around, if you will. I mean, there's the $300 million she was talking about for news before, an additional $100 million now, then $100 million for small and medium-sized businesses. And you can see, companies are trying to balance their bottom lines with doing the right thing. A company like Facebook, which is actually seeing an increase in their business right now, is, of course, better positioned to be able to do that. But other companies obviously are just looking to survive at this point.
Andy, to bounce off that, so many people now homebound go into these social media sites, but there's a lot of misinformation there as well. Did Sheryl talk to you at all about what she sees their responsibility as being and how they're handling that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she was so excited to talk to me about that, Alexis, because, obviously misinformation is something that the company's really been focused on, of course, with the elections. And we talked about the election coming up. Also, with regard to the census, today is Census Day, the day that we sort of accentuate the fact that the census is going on, April 1st. And they've been focusing keenly on that and trying to prevent misinformation. And then, yes, of course, with regard to COVID-19, there's been misinformation. And, public health officials and government officials have been very concerned about that. And she talked about working with them, searching for keywords and phrases, removing that, accentuating information that was positive and accurate. And so she was very ready to answer that question.
Andy, any sense from talking to Sandberg that the $100 million they're putting into or they're offering up for newsrooms is just a down payment?
Yeah, it's interesting. So there's two components to that, Brian. I mean, the $25 million of it is actually going directly in terms of grants through the LenFest organization, foundation, I should say, which is out of Philadelphia. And that is actually, things like a couple $100,000 for a local newspaper to pursue their course of business. 75 million of the 100 million goes to actually marketing dollars to help fill the gap that has been created from advertisers pulling their advertising back from the media right now because they don't want their ads adjacent to coronavirus coverage. This has been this paradox that you've seen a huge spike in the consumption of news, but advertisers are wary of putting their ads next to it because it's kind of yucky, to use a technical term, to do that. But, Facebook is looking to do this. And of course, yeah, sure, it's a situation where they've taken a lot of the ad dollars out of the business and they've been criticized heavily for doing so. So, it's kind of doing the right thing and looking good at the same time, Brian.
All right, Andy Serwer, thanks so much. Also, folks, if you want to catch the entire interview that Andy had with Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg, you can check it out tomorrow on Influencers starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. It'll be up on our website as well as the Yahoo Finance app. Andy, thanks so much.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.